If you follow this line of thinking, then Sasuke will strengthen the practice of wood style in the future. Then you can also let yourself get the chakra of Yang Dun. Combine it with the Yin Dun chakra you have now. Then the combination of Yin and Yang Dun can give him another powerful technique. Black stick. This thing can also be made by using Yin Yang Dun, and it is not exclusive to Rinnegan. As long as you can master Yin Yang Dun, you can create a black stick. In Sasuke's view, this thing is really perfect. It can replace the hidden weapon and also has the ability to disrupt the chakra in the enemy's body. Even Jinchuriki can be suppressed easily, as long as the number of black sticks pierced reaches a certain level. Then you can get this effect. In Sasuke's opinion, the black stick created by Yin-Yang escape is an extremely good ability. But, since there is a way to obtain the Yang Dun chakra, there is no rush. With the existence of the system at the same time, sooner or later Sasuke will have all the attributes of chakra. Now Sasuke wants to see how fast Sharingan can practice under Yin support. In just 10 minutes, 23 of them successfully entered the second stage of Sharingan. Then keep practicing. Sasuke after putting away his inner joy and regaining his calm again. Continuing to calm down and practice, Sasuke devoted himself to the cultivation of Sharingan. Feel the continuous expansion of spiritual energy, and at the same time, strange power flows in Sharingan. That feeling of comfort came over me, this feeling is truly addictive. And now practicing Sharingan, Sasuke can even clearly feel that Sharingan is getting stronger. Pupil power is increasing rapidly. This situation made Sasuke more involved. Blink. Just a few hours passed. In the last hour when the sun is about to rise, Sasuke opened his eyes suddenly. Congratulations to host, Sharingan entered the third stage. Increased pupil power, enhanced power of pupil technique. Another reminder from the system made Sasuke's eyes shine brightly. Is this the third stage? It only took more than 10 minutes to enter the second stage, maybe it was just a special reward from Yinden Chakra. But even so, the speed of cultivation is real. In just one night, or even less than one night, Sasuke entered the third stage of Sharingan directly. If a normal Uchiha clan wants to enhance their Mangekyo to this level, I'm afraid, it will take more than just one pain. But even in the third stage, Sasuke still has no intention of stopping. Take a deep breath, close your eyes and start again. Although the speed of practice has slowed down a bit this time, Sasuke can still feel the enhancement visible to the naked eye. At the same time, the power of Yin Dun Chakra seems to have become much stronger. This is the power that complements each other. The enhancement of Sharingan can strengthen Yinden Chakra, and the enhancement of Yinden Chakra can strengthen the speed of Sharingan's practice. Now Sasuke is more and more immersed in it. The sun gradually rises and slowly sets. At dusk, Sasuke opened his eyes again. This time there was no such strong gaze in his eyes. On the contrary, it appears to be much more introverted. At the same time, the sound of the system also came to mind. Congratulations to host, Sharingan for entering the fourth stage. Pupil skill enhancement, pupil power enhancement. Open the new pupil technique flame control, entry. The second pupil technique was finally opened. Without the assistance of this pupil technique, then Amaterasu's pupil technique would not be so powerful. Amaterasu with flame control and without it are two completely different concepts. Turning on this pupil technique also made Sasuke want to try using the pupil technique Amaterasu. After all, Sasuke has not used this pupil technique since he obtained it. One is because the Sharingan in the first stage wants to use the pupil technique, which consumes too much pupil power, and Sasuke can't bear it. But now Sasuke feels that the burden of performing the pupil technique should not be so great. Thinking of this, Sasuke Mangekyo Sharingan's pupil power exploded instantly, and black flames emerged in Sasuke's palm. Rely on the control effect of flame control. Sasuke doesn't have to worry about Amaterasu hurting himself. On the contrary, Sasuke, who performed the pupil technique, discovered that the burden of the pupil technique on himself did not seem to be too great. Maybe it's because of Sharingan who has entered the fourth stage, or because of the cultivation method, Sasuke's pupil power is too strong now. Or is it because of the effect of Yin Dun Chakra? In short, Sasuke now feels that using the pupil technique is equivalent to running for a normal person. Although it will make Sasuke feel tired, but it will not cause eye bleeding once the pupil technique is used like Itachi. After playing Fire of Amaterasu for a while, Sasuke extinguishes the fire of Amaterasu. With flame control, the pupil technique to control the fire of Amaterasu, this strongest fire style, can become a move that can be attacked and defended. Coupled with Susanoo, the power is not easy. Speaking of Susanoo, Sasuke now wants to see what it's like to control Susanoo. But the moment Susanoo's 180 ability was activated, huge Susanoo rose from around Sasuke, forming a huge body directly and quickly. Susanoo, who only exposed the upper body, condenses into a complete body directly. And the process was very smooth, and Sasuke didn't feel strenuous at all. Susanoo is also capable of both offense and defense. Cooperating with Amaterasu is even more powerful. Sasuke looked at the flowing brilliance on Susanoo. It seems a little different. My own Susanoo seems to have some different changes from Susanoo in the original book. The appearance is still the same, the color is still the same color. But what is the black light flowing and flickering on my own Susanoo? It seems that you have to find a better opponent before you can give it a try. What is the difference in power? Now that there is no opponent, he can't detect any special changes in his own Susanoo. He glanced at the sun that was about to set. Sasuke sighed helplessly. There are still 2 days left, and it was said that all the time will be used to upgrade ninjutsu. The result is that the plan can't keep up with the changes. Now it's night again. It's impossible to practice ninjutsu. Let's continue to practice Sharingan. It would be the best to break through the 5th stage tomorrow. As it turned out, One Knight wanted to break through to stage 5. This is obviously impossible, but Sasuke also feels that it is not difficult to break through the 5th stage. Another night should be fine. When the 3 days of practice are over, you should be able to easily break through the 5th stage. At that time, the power of pupil power and pupil technique will increase again, and Sasuke's combat effectiveness will be further strengthened. And now, after taking 2 Binglang pills, Sasuke looked at the sun rising on the top of the mountain. Today Sasuke needs to practice ninjutsu. If you continue to practice Sharingan, you want to upgrade to Jonin's evaluation. But I don't know how long I have to wait. There is no longer any delay in practicing ninjutsu. Fortunately, Sasuke did not learn Earth-style ninjutsu, otherwise it would take even more time. It should be said that it is fortunate that Sasuke did not learn any extremely difficult forbidden techniques such as Flying Thunder God and 8 Inner Gates. Otherwise, it will be even more difficult to upgrade to Jonin's evaluation now. Now Fire Style has all been upgraded to the ultimate level, reaching the ultimate level of ninjutsu. It does not depend on how powerful the ninjutsu itself is, but on how much chakra the performer intends to use. It can be said that the more chakra, the stronger the power, even if it is just a simple low-level ninjutsu. As long as there is a sufficient amount of chakra, it can burst out with devastating power in an instant. And Lightning Style also all meet the requirements. The worst is Shaocheng level. All that's left is Water Style ninjutsu, of course, except Lightning Style, Water Style, Fire Style. There are also 3 Body Technique, Body Flicker Technique, and other ninjutsu that need to be upgraded, but those techniques are not difficult to upgrade, and you should be able to do it if you take the time. Sasuke clicks on his panel to view the ninjutsu that needs to be improved in the Water Style ninjutsu column. Water Style. Water Barrier, Grandmaster, Water Dragon Bomb, Grandmaster, Water Severing Wave, Grandmaster, Water Severing Wave, Grandmaster, Water Severing Wave, Grandmaster, Water Severing Wave, Grandmaster, Hard Whirlpool Water Blade, entry, getting started. Okay. All water styles require a level up. Looks like I'm busy today. Sasuke smiled helplessly, but with Sasuke's current amount of chakra, it shouldn't be a big problem for him to perform 8 water style ninjutsu in a day, all of which can be upgraded to Shaocheng. The only 2 jutsu that are difficult are nothing more than the 2 amazingly powerful water style ninjutsu, Big Burst Water Shockwave and Hard Vortex Water Blade. Boom. Practice begins. Strong streams of water continued to erupt from here, and a small stream next to it turned into a large river with continuous torrents in an instant. At the same time, the tumbling water broke out continuously, so that a dam downstream was washed away. But Sasuke obviously didn't know all this. Although the practice of water style is more difficult than imagined, but in terms of the amount of chakra and recovery speed of Sasuke, the consumption is simply too little. Congratulations to host, Water Style, Water Barrier level upgrade. Water Style, Water Barrier, Shaocheng, congratulations to host, Water Style, Water Dragon Bomb level up. Water Style, Water Dragon Bomb, Shaocheng, congratulations to host, Water Style, Water Shock level upgrade. Water Style, Shui Chongbo, Shaocheng, it took 3 hours to upgrade 3 Water Style jutsu. At this rate, it is no problem to complete the upgrade of Water Style today. But for the next two ninjutsu, Big Burst Water Rush Wave and Hard Vortex Water Blade, Sasuke feels that it may not be so smooth. The fact is indeed as Sasuke thought. Water Style, Water Severing Wave, Xiaocheng. Water Style, Heaven Cries, Xiaocheng. Water Style, Riding Waves, Xiaocheng. After these water style ninjutsu were successfully raised to Xiaocheng's level, Sasuke's perception of water style became stronger. And it seems that there is a certain degree of enhancement on wood style, and the specific place is that if Sasuke himself releases wood style, the movement of Shunden seems to become more flexible. At the same time, the speed of refining wood style chakra has also become much faster. The improvement of water style will lead to the strengthening of wood style, which Sasuke did not expect. But it's quite normal if you think about it carefully. BE wood style is the fusion of water style and earth style. But now is not the time to think about it. The other water style ninjutsu practice is very smooth, when it is the turn of two strong water style ninjutsu. Sasuke really felt the different levels of water styles ninjutsu, and the consumed chakra was completely two concepts. So much so that Sasuke had to turn on Sage mode in order to upgrade the water style level as soon as possible. Using the absorbed natural energy under the blessing of Sage mode to refine the fairy art chakra can ensure the uninterrupted continuous release of these two arts. Upgrading other ninjutsu only took an hour, but it took 5 hours to upgrade these two ninjutsu Sasuke. Before it was completely dark, Sasuke heard the final beep. Congratulations to host, Water Style Explosive Water Shock Level Improver. Water Style, Big Explosion Water Shock Wave, Xiaocheng. Congratulations to host, Water Style, Hard Vortex Water Blade has been upgraded. Water Style, Hard Vortex Water Blade, Xiaocheng. With the successful upgrade of these two water styles, Sasuke's control over the water style seems to have improved significantly at this moment. The most direct expression is, Sasuke condenses the water attribute chakra, and it seems that it can directly change into water flow with chakra. The water polo floating in the palm made Sasuke look a little fascinated. At this moment, Sasuke seems to understand why Jonin has unique ninjutsu. It turned out to be like this. When the ninja has mastered a certain escape technique to a certain extent, the release of ninjutsu is actually not rigid in form. Many ninjas' unique ninjutsu have been changed on top of some ninjutsu, and have evolved into a ninjutsu that is more suitable for them with special knot seals. Because Jonin has reached another level for the escapism that he is good at. No wonder the number of Jonin in the ninja world is not particularly large. Although the combat power may reach the level of Jonin, but for ninjutsu, that is, the ninja whose chakra nature transformation has reached the level of Jonin. Absolutely horny. Only those ninjas who have truly mastered the essence of nature transformation can create new ninjutsu. Sasuke waved the water polo away. After calculating the time, it is now 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Sasuke was tired after practicing for a day. It's time to practice Sharingan. If you work hard tonight, you may be able to break through the 5th stage of Sharingan tomorrow morning. When Sasuke opened his eyes the next morning, it was because I heard the system beep. After 2 nights of practice, he finally successfully broke through the 5th stage of Sharingan. Congratulations to host, Sharingan has been promoted to the 5th stage. Pupil Technique Enhancement, Pupil Power Enhancement. Feeling another change in his eyes, Sasuke is even more excited now. However, it took a little more time to improve the level of Sharingan. It is now around 10 o'clock in the morning. After 2 Binglang pills, Sasuke is now in Water Style, Fire Style, Lightning Style. All have met the requirements for promotion to the Jonin rating. But there are still some ninjutsu to improve. In addition to Wood Style ninjutsu, and Susanoo's 2 special abilities. And some other ninjutsu. Body Flicker Technique, 3 Body Technique, Summoning, Rashomon, Muji Healing, Illusion, Darkness Technique, 4 Elephant Seal, 5 Element Seal, 8 Sign Seal. Plus the hardest to solve Sage Mode. Today's practice, Ninja Ninjutsu and Sage Mode Sasuke have no Kung Fu. The goal is to raise 547 Susanoo and all the ninjutsu mentioned above to Xiaocheng level. In this way, after Tsunade finishes treating Kimimaro, Sasuke can focus on practicing Wood Style and Sage Mode. There is nothing wrong with raising a systematic review to Jonin level. According to Sasuke's thinking, maybe within a week he can reach the level of Jonin. But this is when everything goes well. If there is any accident in the middle, if there are some special circumstances that prevent Sasuke from having time to practice, then the situation will naturally be different. Let's start with the hardest Susanoo, Sasuke thought. Originally, all the effort to raise Sharingan to the 5th stage was to raise Susanoo to the stage of Xiaocheng as soon as possible. The higher the level, the stronger the pupil power, so Sasuke doesn't have to worry about Susanoo's difficulty in improving. Starting from Susanoo is also to avoid, in case the time in the morning cannot promote Susanoo to the stage of Xiaocheng. Sharingan's pupil power is overdrawn, so Sasuke needs to rest. During the rest time, I used to practice other ninjutsu, and then wait until the pupil power recovers at night before continuing to practice Susanoo. This should allow the upgrade plan to be completed on time. Sharingan is on. Mangekyo Sharingan broke out, and Susanoo appeared with it. Practicing Susanoo, Sasuke doesn't know what to do, but wants to maintain Susanoo for a longer time, and at the same time controls such as attacking. You should be able to slowly increase Susanoo's level. There is really nothing wrong with this idea. Less than 10 minutes after Sasuke started practicing, he successfully promoted Susanoo from beginner to proficient. After the upgrade, he stopped and rested for 10 minutes, waiting until his pupil strength recovered a little. Then start again. After 3 hours of uninterrupted practice, Sasuke himself was surprised. If Susanoo just maintains the released state, it will not cause any burden to Sasuke. Even the speed of pupil power consumption is extremely slow, but once there is an action, whether it is attack or defense, will consume pupil power. It seems that as long as the pupil power is strong enough, then Susanoo's power can be stronger. Even in terms of defense, if the pupil power is sufficient, no matter what kind of attack it seems impossible to break through Susanoo's defense. If this is the case, then if Sharingan can continue to advance, the power of the pupil is constantly increasing. Relying on the power of Susanoo alone, Sasuke can push the entire ninja world. But there should be a limit to the upgrade of Sharingan. Congratulations to host, Susanoo level up Susanoo. Seeing that Susanoo also reached Xiaocheng's level, Sasuke stopped and let out a breath. It finally worked. If it continues, even Sasuke can't hold on anymore. It is now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There is not much time until nightfall. There are still many ninjutsu waiting for Sasuke, a short 10-minute break. Then he got up and continued. Time flies, and gradually the sky is really getting dark. After nightfall, the cool wind blows constantly, but Sasuke is not cold at all. The sweat on his body had already soaked his clothes. Fortunately, among the ninjutsu that needs to be upgraded, body flicker technique, jujutsu, dark technique, summoning, and Rashomon did not consume too much energy from Sasuke. Within 2 hours, they were all raised to Xiaocheng's level. After these ninjutsu improvements, Sasuke seems to have a new understanding of chakra besides nature transformation. The core of these techniques is to directly use chakra to make certain changes. Body flicker technique is a ninjutsu that directly uses chakra to speed up, and belongs to the direct use of chakra. 3 body technique also belongs to the direct use of chakra, without any nature transformation, but it requires the change of chakra. Illusion. Dark line technique is to use chakra to influence the surrounding ninjas, which is also a direct change of chakra. And the final summoning technique, strictly speaking, the summoning technique is to use chakra to build a bridge to another world. Let the things of that world appear directly in this world. In addition to nature transformation, chakra seems to have too many mysteries. After elevating these ninjutsu to minor success, that is, meeting Jonin's standards, Sasuke became more and more eager to know more. But even at night, the following time cannot be stopped. There are also 3 sealing techniques plus 1 unmarked healing that requires Sasuke to practice. Not too much time. Sasuke is tired now, but the practice has to continue. And at this very moment, Konoha's battlefield has almost been dealt with, and Tsunade has also dealt with the last batch of ninjas who need urgent treatment. Then hand it over to the ninja in the medical class. She also needs to go back to Konoha to deal with other issues, and the 3 days she promised Sasuke are almost up. Tomorrow morning is the appointed time. Tsunade also wants to see Sasuke as soon as possible. I just want to fulfill my promise. Tsunade thought so, but at this moment Tsunade's face became a little weird. Body flicker technique, small success. 3 body technique, small success. Summoning, Rashomon, small success. Muji healing, small success. Illusion, darkness technique, small success. 4 elephant seal, Xiao Cheng. 5 elements seal, Xiao Cheng. 8 sign seal, Xiao Cheng. The grade displayed by the system. Sasuke nodded in satisfaction. Finished the final seal upgrade yesterday, Sasuke was completely exhausted. He fell asleep directly. I fell asleep directly until now, and looked at the system interface after waking up. Only then did Sasuke show a satisfied smile. Now it's just Sage Mode and Wood-style ninjutsu. It's almost time. Let's go back to Konoha to see how Tsunade is preparing. Said Sasuke took a look at this place. In 3 days, it was once again severely damaged by Sasuke. It's a completely different concept from when I came here 3 days ago. Now the terrain here has been completely changed by Sasuke. Even the unrecognizable kind. But it won't be long before the power of nature will make all traces of this place disappear. A few years from now it will be another scene. Sasuke estimates that there may really be no chance to come back here in the future. After staying for a few minutes, Sasuke turned and left. This place has witnessed Sasuke grow from a weak ninja step by step to a powerful ninja standing on the top of the ninja world. Although the current Sasuke does not say that he is invincible in the ninja world, if he wants to defeat Sasuke, I am afraid that many ninjas with cage-level strength must take action at the same time. And there must be a tacit cooperation between each other, otherwise it is absolutely impossible to defeat Sasuke. Leaving the secret training place, Sasuke came straight towards Konoha. And it has been changed into the clothes of Anbu ninja, and it is not difficult for Sasuke to embed the current Konoha. After the war ended, Konoha's guards relaxed a lot. And because the battlefield needs to be dealt with, the Konoha shinobi of Yingxing also went to the battlefield. To deal with the follow-up issues of the battlefield in Yanyan village, there are still a large number of absconding ninjas that need to be captured. So there are not many ninjas in Konoha village now. Successfully arrived at Tsunade's home, Captain Hokage's help is no longer needed. Just wait here for Tsunade. At this moment, Tsunade rushed back all the way, and while Lu Ju was a little surprised, he didn't have too much doubt. After all, at this juncture, there are still many things that need to be dealt with by Tsunade in Village C. The first problem to be solved first is, Master Tsunade, if the daimyo's meddling in the internal affairs of the village is not dealt with seriously, then the future Hokage will have a headache. At the same time, such a precedent must never be opened. The daimyo of the Land of Fire and Hokage should be in a position of non-interference. Ninja Village enjoys the money supply from the Land of Fire, and in return it guarantees the safety of the Land of Fire. It's a mutually beneficial partnership, and the titular daimyo lets Hokage carry out some orders. For example, the general direction of offense or defense. But how to implement and operate it should not be the daimyo's concern. This is the power that belongs to Hokage. Even if there is a problem within the village, the daimyo should not intervene without authorization. If this incident is not handled properly, it will affect Konoha's future situation. In case daimyo continues to intervene in Konoha's internal issues on the grounds of precedent, this will be a very bad situation for Konoha. Tsunade listens to Lujia's report. He smiled faintly. We shouldn't be looking for daimyo at this time, but daimyo should take the initiative to come to us. Just wait. Wait. Lu Ju didn't know what Tsunade was going to do. That waiting was not a good way. First of all, it was to give daimyo some time to think about it. By the way, next, I may have to leave the village for a while, about a week or so. If people can't be cured for a week, then it's really hopeless for Tsunade. Leave? How could Hokage leave the village casually at this time, and he still left for a full week? Tsunade didn't give Lu Ju a plan to talk, just continued talking. By the way, I found a ninja in the route. You lock this person up for me. I have no use for this person. During the time I leave the village, everything will be handled by you. Don't worry, I'll be back as soon as possible. After speaking, Tsunade pushed open the door and walked out. Lu Ju, who was left in a daze in the office, looked at the documents in his hand. Yamato? Roots? Wood style? Involving wood style really needs to be taken care of. There can't be any accidents, but Lu Ju suddenly realized that Tsunade was leaving the village and didn't say anything at all. And when Hokage travels, he also needs to send ninjas to follow him, so as to ensure the safety of Hokage. 0.0 Never let Hokage do it yourself when you are in danger. But now Tsunade's strong attitude does not allow the things he decides to be questioned at all. Lu Ju was helpless. It seems that Hokage-sama is getting stronger and stronger, which is not a good thing. This strength also gave Lu Ju a headache. Tsunade, who came home, looked at Sasuke, who was drinking tea. Have you been here for 3 days? Sasuke put down the teacup. No, just arrived. Hearing this, Tsunade didn't ask carefully, but started to look at Sasuke himself. Although Sasuke looks energetic now, judging from Sasuke's faint smell, Tsunade Sasuke should have been in the wild for 3 days. Naturally, it is impossible to stay in the wild, and it is obvious that he is hurrying to practice. A brat with such excellent talent but also such hard work. When talent is combined with diligence, such a person is a monster. Looking at Sasuke's immature face, Tsunade couldn't help but imagine what Sasuke would look like when he grew up. It should be very handsome. Let me tell you about him first. Sasuke raised his head and prepared to talk to Tsunade, letting Tsunade make a preliminary judgment first. But when he raised his head and looked at Tsunade's eyes looking at him, Sasuke suddenly felt that these eyes were familiar. It's similar to when Bai looked at himself. Tsunade, what's up 8? Rely on the tailed beast's chakra to heal blood-inherited disease. Yinren village, among the underground bases. Tsunade looked at Kimimaro lying on the operating table. Although in a coma, Kimimaro's breathing is still very steady. At the same time, all the life indicators of the whole person are also very normal, but I don't know why I can't wake up. But Tsunade was not surprised by this, but by Sasuke's amazing idea. He actually thought of using the chakra of the tailed beast to treat blood-inherited disease, and it seems to be half successful. To be precise, it should have been completely successful, if it wasn't for the special circumstances that occurred during the sealing. Kimimaro's body became extremely weak. If a very weak person suddenly eats a great tonic, he will react against the extreme. Just like Kimimaro, chakra of the tailed beast should have been a life-saving medicine for him on May 51. But because of poor health, life-saving medicine can also become life-threatening medicine. Yukushi Kabuto, who was in charge of support, nodded. I've had a full checkup these days and I can't find out why he's unconscious. However, Master Tsunade, the data here should be all accurate, you can take a look. As he spoke, he handed over a lot of materials. And Tsunade simply glanced over it a few times, because he understood what he should do. Although the data of each item is normal, the normal data may not be normal for different people. The data that is normal for ordinary people is not normal for ninjas who follow the bloodline. Inheriting the blood of the Wei Yoruichi clan, his physique should be stronger than ordinary people. Whether it is strength or other aspects, it should be stronger. But now these data are just like ordinary people. Do you think these data are normal? Hearing this, he was stunned for a moment. He didn't think of this for a while, or it should be said that the inertia of thinking made him not think of this question at all. After all, even if it is a ninja who usually treats, the basic data of the body should be the same as that of ordinary people. The difference is chakra. We need to do a few tests on him against the blood succession limit. If you are also a medical ninja, come and help me. How much you can learn is up to you. Although Kazuru is from Orochimaru, when it comes to medical ninjutsu, Tsunade doesn't mind anyone learning his own medical ninjutsu. On the contrary, the more people learn, the better. When Tsunade started to treat Kimimaro, Sasuke is practicing wood style in a specially built training ground in Orochimaru. After the last practice field was destroyed by you, Mr. Sasuke, I immediately had people dig out this wider and less suitable practice field. I think it should be enough for you for a while now. Orochimaru spoke from a distance while Sasuke who was practicing wood style. He also nodded in satisfaction, it is indeed enough for a while. There was a twinkle in the eyes of wood-style Orochimaru looking at Sasuke. Unexpectedly, even wood-style Sasuke-kun can develop it himself, and in the future, Sasuke-kun's descendants will have both the Sharingan and wood-style, two terrifying blood inheritance boundaries. Offspring? After the first Hokage, no one has inherited wood style. This made Orochimaru not know how to answer for a moment. There is also a chance of blood inheritance. It can only be said that the talents of the descendants of first Hokage are not very good. No one has inherited the first generation's blood succession limit. Pity. But if there are more children, there will definitely be offspring who inherit the wood-style blood succession boundary. It's just a matter of probability. Since it's just a matter of probability, then increase the number of times, and you will naturally encounter it. Sasuke-kun practiced nature transformation of water attribute and earth attribute before, just to try to develop Shutten. Hearing this, Sasuke didn't know how to answer. Say no. It seems to be true, although it is because of the system that you have the blood succession limit of wood style. But learning the nature transformation of water style and earth style is indeed to allow the system to set the limit for wood style. It counts. Sasuke thought for a while and could only give such an answer. However, Orochimaru thinks he is like this. Sasuke's talent once again made Orochimaru feel almost fake. It turned out to be so simple and successful. He doesn't know how long he has been researching on wood style. but he has not succeeded in thoroughly researching wood style through Hashirama cells. And Sasuke himself. Sure enough, genius cannot be measured by common sense. The Shao organization touched me. Suddenly Sasuke said this sentence abruptly, which made Dewey, who was envious, came back to his senses. Look at Sasuke. I'm not surprised by this, but I'm surprised that they contacted you so early. Glancing at Orochimaru, Sasuke withdrew his gaze and practiced the Book of the Wooden Dragon in seals while saying, they invited me to join the Akatsuki organization. Then Sasuke-kun agrees. Agreed. This answer was somewhat beyond Orochimaru's expectations, and Orochimaru guessed that Sasuke would refuse without hesitation. And a fight broke out between the two sides. Sasuke's appearance here naturally means that there is nothing wrong with it. Then the result should be that the Akatsuki organization was defeated by Sasuke. But Sasuke agreed, etc. Orochimaru squinted at Sasuke. Sasuke-kun probably joined the Akatsuki organization because he wanted to meet Uchiha Itachi. If so, it's even more fun. If the two former brothers really joined the Akatsuki organization now, what kind of scene will it be when they meet? Thinking of this, Orochimaru couldn't help but want to watch the scene from 1.7 to when the two meet. What do you think about the Akatsuki organization, Sasuke-kun? I don't have any opinions, I joined Zhang because I had to join. Clear. Sasuke frowned, understand. You don't know you have a system, what do you understand? Sasuke-kun, are you ready to meet that man? The question that Orochimaru uttered suddenly. It made Sasuke stunned. Yes. I haven't thought of this yet. If you join the Akatsuki organization, the current Itachi is still in the Akatsuki organization. Once you join, you will definitely meet Itachi. Facing Itachi, Sasuke didn't know how he would react. If the other party knows that he agrees to join the Akatsuki organization, will he try his best to stop it or let it be natural? Sasuke wanted to know Itachi's reaction. However, Itachi's reaction may be more intense than Sasuke imagined. I have already invited your younger brother, Uchiha Sasuke, to join the Akatsuki organization, and he has agreed. You two will be able to meet again, Itachi. Obito was talking to Itachi, and at this moment in a certain cold and damp cave. Itachi, who was sitting on a stone chair reading a book and eating, suddenly paused. Slowly put down the book in your hand. He turned his head and looked in Obito's direction. What did you say? Saying it word by word, Itachi's tone sounded very bad. But Obito didn't pay too much attention, just repeated it lightly. I invited Sasuke to join Akatsuki, and he agreed. The cave suddenly became extremely quiet. Kisame, who was sitting beside him and was fiddling with his shark muscles, suddenly felt something was wrong. A murderous aura, an instant burst, boom. The temperature in the entire cave seemed to drop by more than 10 degrees suddenly. Kisame suddenly looked at Itachi, and what appeared in front of him was a pair of scarlet eyes. At the same time, the gale pattern like the Fuma Shuriken has appeared in Itachi's eyes, and the Mangekyo Sharingan has been activated. Ghost 25 Zhao silently clenched the shark muscles in his hand. Itachi, what are you doing? But Itachi didn't say a word, just stood up slowly. Don't do anything to my brother. Itachi's eyes were full of murderous intent, and at this moment, Itachi's pair of Mangekyo Sharingan had a very powerful deterrent effect. Even the burst of pupil power made Obito feel the pressure. As expected of a genius, Itachi, even though his talent is much worse than his younger brother, but this talent is already very strong. Obito let out a soft breath. Itachi, I won't do anything to Sasuke. I just need him to join us. He's a traitor now. Let him join Akatsuki and you can meet him too? No. Itachi shook his head, it doesn't matter if we meet or not, as long as he is alive and well. Speaking of this, Itachi seemed to realize that his emotions were a little out of control. It seems to express feelings that should not be expressed. He quickly closed his eyes. Anyway, I don't agree with him joining Akatsuki. Obito smiled, it's not a question of whether you agree or not. If he joins the Akatsuki organization, I will quit. Kisame was stunned for a moment. What kind of situation is this? Why did Itachi say this all of a sudden? Quit? Dare to say such a thing, but it will make you angry. However, Obito was silent for a few seconds. I haven't officially brought him into the Akatsuki organization yet. Maybe you can talk about it yourself. If you can persuade him not to join the Akatsuki organization, I won't stop him, but if he wants to join the Akatsuki organization, you can't stop him either. This method is quite good. Itachi doesn't want to just leave now, after all his mission is lurking. It is good. When will I meet him? Obito turned around. It's up to you to take him into Akatsuki. He should be going back to some base in Orochimaru by now. The specific location is not clear for the time being, and it seems to be with Konoha's Hokage Tsunade. My analysis is that he made a deal with Tsunade and asked Tsunade to help treat someone. So I should wait for a while. I will tell you when I find his location. Itachi. Good. Heal someone. It seems that this person should be very important to Sasuke, who can make Sasuke not hesitate to take the risk to find Tsunade to make a deal and need to be treated. Yinin village. Sasuke stared at the wall and pondered for a long time. The question he was thinking about was how to face Itachi at that time. I am no longer the original Sasuke, but Itachi still thinks that he is the younger brother he loves. This is still quite a headache for Sasuke, if it's a stranger who doesn't look pleasing to the eye and doesn't get in the way. Just kill it directly, but in this case, you can't kill it directly. Forget it. Let's talk about it when the time comes. Sasuke's most important issue now is to get promoted to Jonin's evaluation as soon as possible. Keep practicing wood style. There is still no movement from Tsunade, which is already good news. It means that Tsunade has started treatment. If there is no hope, then Tsunade should have come out by now and told Sasuke Kimimaro that there is no cure. No movement is the best movement. Sasuke sighed softly and suddenly started practicing wood style. Orochimaru probably also saw that Sasuke should be thinking about how to meet Itachi just now. Do not continue to talk about this matter. Turning around and preparing to leave, at the same time, he thought about it and hurriedly turned back. Sasuke-kun, you want to master a technique faster. I think the battle should come sooner. If necessary, you can ask the 4 Itonin to accompany you to practice, although they are all useless to you. But it's enough for practice. Hearing that Sasuke was about to release ninjutsu, he stopped for a moment. What Orochimaru said seems to be true. I haven't tried to use actual combat to upgrade ninjutsu. Thinking about it carefully, it seems that after a few actual battles, ninjutsu directly break through. Combat is indeed the fastest way to level up. But the strength of the Itonin 4 is too weak, and if they suppress their own strength, just use wood style to attack, and don't turn on sage mode at the same time, then these people should still be able to achieve the effect of practice. Alright. You can try. Orochimaru 747 celestial beings help me call them over. By the way, there is Shiro. Speaking of Bai, before Sasuke left, Bai was training desperately, and now his strength is not known. Okay. I'll ask Gurren to come over and be your training partner. That woman seems to have no meaning of existence now. Maybe Sasuke-kun can let her find some meaning of existence. After saying that, Orochimaru disappeared. Sasuke frowned. Gurren? Doesn't it make sense to exist? Probably because Orochimaru can't reincarnate now, so Gurren lost the meaning of existence. Or 6 people, the more the better. See if you can speed up the upgrade of your wood style. Fortunately, the wood style ninjutsu I learned at the beginning was not too much. There are only 3 wood style ninjutsu: wood clone, wooden dragon, wooden golem, and 3 wood style ninjutsu. But now there is one more problem. Without the cooperation of the coming of the world tree, the release of the 2 ninjutsu of wooden dragon and wooden golem is very difficult for Sasuke in an ordinary state. Or to put it another way, the world tree's advent may be the pre-release ninjutsu of these 2 techniques, or mastering the world tree's advent will better improve these 2 techniques. This is how Sasuke feels. But now if you learn one more ninjutsu, it means spending a lot of time. Sasuke is not sure whether he should try it or not. Wood style, wood dragon technique. Boom boom boom. Sasuke clasped his hands together, the veins on his face popped out, and the chakra in his body was consumed rapidly. However, even so, without turning on sage mode, the cohesion speed of Sleepy Dragon is not only too slow. Even the size is very unsatisfactory, and it is indeed too strenuous. It seems that such a technique can only be successfully performed when sage mode is turned on. After Sasuke scattered the wooden dragons, he thought carefully about the arrival of the wood-style world tree. This may be the most basic wood-style ninjutsu. Maybe I should learn this technique first, so that I can better master other wood-style ninjutsu. Thinking of this, Sasuke took out the sealed book stored in the wristband. I don't care if there is one more or one less. Try it now. Learning ninjutsu is not a difficult thing for Sasuke, even the secret art of blood succession limit boundary. After a few simple attempts, wood-style world tree arrives, getting started. The moment he mastered this wood style, Sasuke felt as if he suddenly understood the principle of wood style's various ninjutsu releases. If it is compared to mathematics, then the arrival of the world tree is actually equivalent to the 9-9 multiplication table. Although Sasuke's talent is very strong, if there is no formula for the 9-9 multiplication table, even if he masters the most advanced equations, the calculation time will be greatly increased. But after mastering the 99 multiplication table, the process will be much easier. Wood-style vines sprang out from the ground in an instant, and soon spread throughout the training ground. Although this training ground was re-prepared for Sasuke by Orochimaru, its size is comparable to the sum of the space of several birds' nest stadiums. Sasuke can be a wood-style down the walls on the ground to the ceiling. Wood-style vines are popping up all over the place. And also grow leaves. It looks like it's filled with a strange green decoration. Fortunately, there is a lot of space, and Sasuke's wood style in its normal state can't completely cover it. After the 4 people of Itonin, Shiro and Hongren arrived one after another. Sasuke's actual combat training has officially begun. Fighting is the fastest way to level up. Just using wood style to deal with the 6 of them, Sasuke did feel unprecedented difficulty. If he uses some other ninjutsu together, Sasuke feels that he can easily kill these people in seconds. You can't achieve this effect by using wood style alone. In the normal state, the strength of wood style vinemen is far from the state of the celestial chakra. Not only that, wood style's speed is also much slower. Using the world tree descending technique, Sasuke can control wood style vineman to attack or defend. This is actually not just a simple technique. It can be said to be the basic method of using wood style. Using this technique, Sasuke can also derive different attack methods or defense methods. It can be said to be a ninjutsu that combines offense and defense. However, due to the lack of strength of wood style, after the 4 Lien Yinren were caught by wood style, they were able to find a way to break free. This makes the fight more intense. Since Sasuke said he doesn't need to worry about his injury, let them attack as they please. The 4 of Itonin fought desperately, even Gurren spared no effort. Shiro was a little worried about Sasuke. But Sasuke ordered her to go all out, and for a while, Itonin 4 people took turns to attack, plus Crystal Style and Ice Dun's attacks. Sasuke had a hard time coping with it, and was called desperate several times. But relying on the power of wooden technique and wooden golem jutsu, Sasuke controls wood-style Fujiman, wood-style clone, wooden dragon, wooden golem at the same time. Use these powers to fight against 6 people at the same time. Although it can barely maintain the balance, it is a great test for Sasuke's mental pressure, chakra pressure, physical strength and other factors. However, less than 30 minutes had passed since the battle. Sasuke heard a refreshing voice. Congratulations to host Wood Style, World Tree Advent level upgrade. Congratulations to host Wood Style, Wood Dragon Technique level up. Congratulations to host Wood Style, Wooden Golem Jutsu level up. Congratulations to host Wood Style, Wood Clone level up. Several voices sounded in succession, and a smile appeared on Sasuke's face. Although this half an hour of fighting made him feel very tired. But the effect is indeed amazing. To be able to improve so many skills at the same time. The escalation speed of the battle is indeed much faster than the simple cultivation speed. Orochimaru has something. Why didn't I think of this method? It's not Sasuke's fault for falling into a misunderstanding of thinking. But now that he knows this situation, Sasuke has regained his spirits. The fight continues. As if Sasuke regained his spirit suddenly, the power to control wood style also suddenly strengthened. The sudden change shocked all 6 of them instantly. Is this a breakthrough? Monster. The battle only lasted for half an hour, and we were able to make a breakthrough. As expected, he is the most important person of Orochimaru-sama, and his talent is indeed beyond compare. Sasuke looked at his current wood style level. Wood clone technique has reached the level of Shaocheng, and there is no need to improve it. But Sasuke feels that maybe using wood clone can also bring more wood style experience, which can allow Sasuke to speed up the improvement of other wood style ninjutsu. This is equivalent to learning addition and subtraction, which is more conducive to the learning of multiplication and division. The fight continues. Sasuke enjoys the rapid improvement brought by the battle. At the same time, although the body feels chakra's rapid consumption, his physical strength is also rapidly declining. But in terms of recovery ability, Sasuke feels like a sponge. The more he is squeezed, the better his recovery will be. Excellent physique. That's the real difference it makes. able to afford Sasuke's crazy consumption. The closer to the limit, the more crazy the rebound will be. Just like the physique of a high-level Saiyan, every time he enters a near-death state and then recovers, his strength will increase crazily. Even this kind of practice not only upgrades Sasuke's wood style, but also continuously breaks through the amount of chakra. Although the breakthrough speed is not too fast, Sasuke can feel that his chakra is still increasing. In 2 days, it shouldn't be too difficult to raise wood style to Xiaocheng's level. 2 days is just Sasuke's initial estimate. The practice of wood style is not that simple. But now that the wooden golem, wooden dragon, and world tree have descended, all 3 techniques have reached the level of proficiency. It is not so easy for Duan Yi to break through to the stage of Xiaocheng. And combat training also consumes more energy than simple training methods. Even though Sasuke is able to trigger a strong rebound the closer he gets to the limit, he still needs to rest. During this process, Sasuke even felt that his body was getting stronger. Strength, speed, and reaction are also being strengthened in all directions. The method of training by combat can not only speed up the upgrade of ninjutsu, but also bring about an all-round improvement. This feeling is very good, and the time of 2 days is not so long, it passed in a blink of an eye. During this period of time, Sasuke, Itonin and Shiro and Gurren have never left the training ground. Eat here and rest here. As soon as your physical strength returns to the standard state, you will immediately start fighting. At the beginning, Sasuke was unable to support, but later they couldn't keep up with Sasuke's recovery speed. If the battle lasts for an hour, they need to rest for a period of time before they can continue. So 2 days is not because Sasuke can't do it, but because 67 can't do it. So much so that the 4 of them are now completely convinced by Sasuke, the evildoer. Don't talk about combat ability, just talk about this monster's recovery power, obviously just experienced a fierce battle. But after resting for more than 10 minutes, Sasuke immediately became alive and well, even completely as if nothing happened. No one would be stunned by such a recovery speed. No matter how they feel like they are ordinary people, Sasuke is like a monster. However, the most excessive thing is that Sasuke supported their rest time and practiced alone. A guy who is so talented that people feel pervert, he doesn't even miss the rest time. No wonder Sasuke is so strong. Thinking that Sasuke just used wood style, the power he is least familiar with, to fight against them, and he has not used lightning style, fire style and other force kings yet. Even Sage transformation was not turned on, which made the Itonin 4 feel even more desperate. And Honglian also began to seem to have found a new direction. Although not able to be a container for Lord Orochimaru, she can become stronger and assist Lord Orochimaru with stronger power. Just like supporting Sasuke now. Bai Yuan was very satisfied with his progress, thinking that he would be able to catch up with Master Sasuke in a short time, although he could not go beyond it. But it should be able to help by then. But after carefully feeling Sasuke's power now, Bai feels that his efforts are far from enough. Master Sasuke's talent is terrifying, but he is also so diligent, and the speed of becoming stronger far exceeds her imagination. It seems that it is completely impossible to help Sasuke without reaching the level of a cage-level ninja. Thinking of this, Bai secretly made up his mind that he must become a ninja with cage-level strength, so that he can better help Sasuke. After the 6 people had a good rest, start the fight with Sasuke again. This time Sasuke's wood style is used more aggressively. Wood style Vineman's speed explodes faster and more powerful. The 4 Itonin just persisted for a while to breathe, and they were easily scooped up by Sasuke with wood style. On the other side, Wooden Golem suppressed Bai, and Wooden Golem easily defeated Red Lotus's 3-headed crystal dragon. Defeat Gurren in one fell swoop. At the same time, Bai also couldn't keep up with the follow-up chakra, and the chakra in his body was consumed too much, so that Wooden Golem's fist fell to the top of her head and stopped slowly. In the blink of an eye, the 6 were easily defeated. And at this moment Sasuke also heard the sound of the system. After 2 days of training and fighting, he finally broke through. Congratulations to host. Wooden Golem Jutsu, Wooden Dragon Technique, World Tree Advent Level Upgrade. Wood Style, Wood Dragon Technique, Xiaocheng. Wood Style, Wooden Golem Jutsu, Xiaocheng. Wood Style, World Tree Arrives, Xiaocheng. Wood Style, Wood Clone, Dacheng. Sasuke's eyes sparkled with joy. Finally finished. Wood Style's upgrade. Now Sasuke feels that his wood style seems to have a certain degree of vitality. The power is completely different from before. If the previous wood style only relied on chakra to have attack power, So now, as long as wood style is produced by Sasuke, it already has a certain degree of attack power. With the blessing of chakra it will become stronger. Congratulations to host Shueji Boundary, wood style has been promoted to the second stage. Enhancement of life force, enhancement of physical fitness. Shueji GG also had a breakthrough. Sasuke was stunned for a moment. I felt a powerful force suddenly gushing out of my body, as well as the beating of my heart more powerfully. It was as if the whole body began to breathe on its own. The change surprised Sasuke. As expected, the improvement of the blood successor limit wood style still has special effects. If I continue to improve like this, I don't know at which stage one will be able to activate the Yangdun chakra. If Yangdun chakra is turned on, Sasuke believes that wood style can improve faster. Congratulations, Master Sasuke, another breakthrough. Suddenly a voice sounded at the entrance of the training ground. Hearing this voice, the 4 members of Atonin raised their heads suddenly, and Sasuke also suddenly turned his head to look over. Kimimaro. Look at Kimimaro standing at the entrance. Sasuke froze for a moment. Flower. Quickly putting away the wood style, Sasuke walked towards Kimimaro, and Kimimaro also hurriedly walked towards Sasuke. Before getting close to Kimimaro, he knelt down. Thank you Sasuke-sama for everything you have done for me. Sasuke smiled. You saved me once, I just gave it back to you. It's nothing. However, Kimimaro shook his head with a smile. Suddenly there was a sound of footsteps behind him. Sasuke looked behind Kimimaro, watching who was coming. Thank you Tsunade. Tsunade didn't pay attention to Sasuke at the moment, but looked at wood style in the training ground. The wood style that exudes a strong breath of life. This feeling is very similar to the wood style that my grandfather used to have. Even Tsunade sensed that Sasuke himself exuded something akin to first Hokage Senju Hashirama. This kid's wood style is simply a copy of his grandfather, plus the Sharingan of the Uchiha family, the future. I don't know how terrible it will grow. Think here. Suddenly Tsunade thought of a situation. A combination of Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama? If that is the case, then Sasuke will be the most terrifying existence in the whole ninja world. Your wood style is strong. Sasuke. Tsunade hesitated for a while before saying this slowly. Sasuke only took it as a compliment. The wood style upgrade is complete, and the next step is Sage Mode. It's only one step away. Jonin's evaluation has been achieved, and then the real qualitative change will come. See, Sasuke seems to be thinking about something. Tsunade also gave up the plan to continue talking about wood style. She smiled embarrassingly and then looked at Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke, no matter what problems you had with Konoha before, now I am Konoha's 5th Hokage, and I welcome you back to Konoha at any time. These words made everyone in the training ground stunned, including Orochimaru who was coming, but Orochimaru heard Tsunade's words before he came to the entrance. This surprised Orochimaru a bit. Unexpectedly, Tsunade dared to offer such amazing conditions in order to attract talents. Want to know if Sasuke returns to Konoha village, how will he explain to the inside of the village? Sasuke participated in Konoha's collapse plan, although he didn't. But Sasuke's theft of the sealed book was considered part of the rebellion. This also means that Sasuke is also responsible for the death of 3rd Hokage, and those old antiques in the village will never agree. Don't worry. Your rebellious ninja title, as long as you are willing to return to Konoha, I can cancel it for you at any time. Everything. I will bear it. When Tsunade spoke, although the words were very haughty, but Tsunade's appearance showed meaning and shyness. Although Sasuke, Yinin and Kimimaro didn't see it. But Bai and Honglian, who are both women, can clearly see it. Tsunade is actually shy. Why is 5th Hokage is Konoha shy at this time? Tsunade, you are really willing to open any conditions in order to recruit talents. Orochimaru's voice sounded. Tsunade looked back at Orochimaru. You too Orochimaru, you can return to Konoha anytime. After speaking, Tsunade's expression was a bit complicated, and he thought that Orochimaru was the one who killed Sarutobi Hiruzen no matter what. Compared with Sasuke, Orochimaru's charges are more difficult to clear. But Tsunade still said this sentence, and Orochimaru, who wanted to make trouble, didn't know what to say for a while. To be honest, Orochimaru was very moved. Okay, I'm going back to Konoha, think about it for yourself. Although Tsunade is a bit reluctant to leave here, she is still Konoha's Hokage, so naturally she cannot stay here forever. Especially now that the situation in Konoha village requires her as Hokage to sit in charge. Complete the Hokage inheritance ceremony as soon as possible to confirm the name of Hokage. This time Konoha has set a precedent. If the succession of Hokage does not go well in the future, civil war may break out again. After all, it's hard to tell if there are precedents. Wait until Tsunade leaves. Orochimaru smiled belatedly. Then he glanced at everyone and left without saying anything. Sasuke didn't intend to waste any more time. Now there is only one last step left, to raise the system's evaluation to the Jonin level. So I can't wait to go to Ryuchi Cave to practice Sage Mode, Sasuke. This time without Orochimaru's help, Sasuke directly summoned the big snake in Ryuchi Cave. Let the white snake fairy summon himself to the past. And everyone here was sent away by Sasuke. On the contrary, although Kimimaro left the practice field, he seemed to want to stay here. It's as if Kimimaro suddenly became Sasuke's bodyguard. According to Orochimaru, I saved you once, and the one who saves you now is Uchiha Sasuke. It has nothing to do with me, so the meaning of your future existence should be for Uchiha Sasuke. Having Kimimaro after Sasuke is what Orochimaru wants to see, such a three-tails Jinchuriki plus an amazingly talented Uchiha monster. What kind of changes will it bring to the entire ninja world? And Orochimaru now just wants to be a guy who waits for the wind to come. Shiro and Gurren also started their own practice, during the time they practiced with Sasuke. They have seen what a genius is, and how terrifying the speed of progress of a genius is. Especially if Bai procrastinates any longer, Sasuke will leave her behind directly, and Bai, who doesn't want to be left behind again, devotes himself to even crazier cultivation. And at the same time, Sasuke, who came to Ryuchi Cave, looked at the white snake fairy in front of him. Before Sasuke could speak, the white snake immortal was surprised first. What a scary brat, I didn't expect you to become so much stronger after seeing you in such a short time. The white snake immortal said in surprise, but Sasuke was a little puzzled. Did the white snake immortal see through his power zone so easily? Think about it later. Now Zuo just wants to know a little. I want to strengthen my control over Sage Mode, what should I do? Strengthening the control of Sage Mode. Immortal White Snake was stunned for a moment. Haven't you already learned the perfect Sage Mode? How else do you want to strengthen it? Sasuke is a little speechless. This guy seems unable to understand what he said, but the headquarters can directly ask him how to quickly upgrade Sage Mode. If you want to continue to improve your attainments in fairy art, then this is a very long process. Whether it is a fairy chakra or an ordinary chakra, it is a kind of energy. How to control it requires you to comprehend it yourself. Comprehension is very important. Point 0. At the same time, you will gradually accumulate more experience as time goes by, and naturally you will become stronger and stronger. Saying that, the white snake immortal raises its tail. And if you want to speed up a bit, you might as well learn some fairy arts, so that you can speed up the progress of your practice a little bit. But little Sasuke, haste makes waste in practice. If you blindly seek the most speed, you will ignore many things. Sasuke smiled. Comprehension? Do you tell yourself about understanding? Well, in terms of talent, Sasuke has never been afraid of anyone. Haste makes waste? This situation is impossible for me. However, the white snake immortal said that learning some fairy arts can speed up the practice of Sage Mode and comprehend the usage of the fairy art chakra faster. If this is the case, you might as well learn a skill of immortality if you get it. Last time you said you would teach me a fairy art. What am I going to learn now? Hearing that Sasuke wants to learn celestial arts, the white snake immortal has a smile on his face. It is good. If you want to learn, I will teach you now. This fairy art is very difficult, but it should not be difficult to control with your talent. It's just a matter of time. The name of this fairy art is Sage Art, Inorganic Reincarnation. Right now we start. The factory, Immortal Art, Inorganic Reincarnation. This art is to control inorganic matter through chakra, and perform arbitrary changes. The upper limit of this technique is very high, but it depends on how it is used. If it is used well, Sasuke thinks it is a ninjutsu that is as powerful as the coming of the world tree. A very powerful sage art. Originally, the white snake immortal taught Sasuke this ninjutsu, and felt that even Sasuke's talent would take at least a few days to learn. However, after half a day, immortal white snake was completely stunned. Watching Chakra, who is propelling the immortal technique, constantly controls Sasuke, whose surrounding terrain changes. That freewheeling attitude is not like a beginner at all, but like a ninja who is proficient in using inorganic reincarnation. Such talent is simply too terrifying. Even the White Snake Immortal is now 390 for Sasuke's talent, which can only be said to be beyond his own cognition. Seeing that Sasuke is constantly training his celestial control through inorganic reincarnation, Immortal White Snake was completely dumbfounded. Sasuke's speed of absorbing natural energy is even more terrifying than their big snakes. Even with the 3 snakes, the way they look at Sasuke is different now. Totally like watching a monster. Obviously they are monsters, but compared to the 3 snakes. There are other reasons why Sasuke can absorb the magic chakra so quickly. That kid is very lucky. The reason why he can absorb natural energy so quickly is because of the reverse scale. It should be. Otherwise, how could a human being have a speed faster than us? It's strange that it is a human being. Why would it grow reverse scales? The 3 snakes couldn't figure it out. Immortal White Snake glanced at them. No. You're wrong, that kid. The reason why he can absorb natural energy so quickly is not Nilin's main reason. The fundamental reason is that he himself, that terrifying talent, not only has a special sage transformation physique, but also has a unique speed of absorbing natural energy. Nilin is only playing an auxiliary role, isn't it because of the reverse scale? Because of his own talent. This situation made it even more difficult for 3 snakes to accept. A human being. Has even more talent in absorbing natural energy than the Orochi clan. Does this make sense? Boom. Suddenly, 3 snakes felt the vibration in Ryuchi Cave. The body of Sasuke in front of him seems to have turned into a black hole, devouring all the natural energy here madly. This kind of energy siphon directly caused the entire Ryuchi Cave to vibrate violently. A steady stream of energy gathered on Sasuke. At the same time, Sasuke heard the sound of the system. Congratulations to host for successfully mastering Sage Art, Inorganic Reincarnation. Sage Art, Inorganic Reincarnation level up. Sage Art, Inorganic Reincarnation, Beginner Right Pointing Arrow, Grandmaster Right Pointing Arrow Proficient. Jumping 2 levels in a row, Sasuke didn't understand why the leveling up was so fast all of a sudden. And when the level of Sage Art, Inorganic Reincarnation is upgraded, even the level of Sage Mode has been improved. Sage Art, Ryuchi Cave Sage Mode, Beginner Right Pointing Arrow Skilled. Although it is only 1 level up, the rate at which Sasuke absorbs natural energy is greatly increased after the upgrade. Coupled with the automatic absorption of wood style, the assistance of inverse scale, and the absorption of Sage transformation physique. And now Sasuke's active absorption. All kinds of forces add up to form a terrifying siphon effect. It's like trying to absorb all the natural energy that is full of the entire Ryuchi Cave in one go. However, under such circumstances, Sasuke still has no intention of stopping, since the celestial art chakra has been refined more and more. That happened to be used to practice the control of inorganic reincarnation, directly releasing a large amount of chakra, and less than half of Ryuchi Cave was controlled by Sasuke. Under the control of inorganic reincarnation, countless big snakes were forced out by this movement. After the terrifying roar that lasted for an entire hour, Keb suddenly opened his eyes. Sage Art, Ryuchi Cave Sage Mode level up. Ryuchi Cave Sage Mode, Quantity Right Pointing Arrow Grandmaster. The level was raised again, and the level of inorganic reincarnation was also increased. Sage Art, Inorganic Reincarnation, Grandmaster Right Pointing Arrow Shaocheng. And when inorganic reincarnation reaches the level of Shaocheng, Sasuke will be more handy to control. Coupled with the level increase of Sage Mode, Sasuke can refine the magic chakra faster. So much so that the whole body gradually glowed with a blue light. The light became more and more intense, and at this moment the eyes of Immortal U-Snake also expanded violently. It looked at chakra on Sasuke. Feel Sasuke's chakra waves getting stronger and stronger. This is. Immortal White Snake is extremely excited now. Even it doesn't control the magic chakra to this extent. Immortal White Snake, what's wrong with this kid? How could this happen? I've never seen such a strong celestial chakra fluctuation. This kid must be crazy. Going crazy. Wouldn't that be better? Just become a member of my big snake family. At this time, the maddened person is more like the White Snake Immortal. It changed into the appearance of an old woman, looking at Sasuke in the distance and shouting frantically. This is not a madness, this is the highest form of Sage Mode. Shienju chakra materializes and becomes a coat-like tailed beast chakra, which can be used for attack or defense. This is the strongest form of Sage Mode. As he spoke, the light on Sasuke's body gradually condensed into a substantial chakra coat. Covered with a cyan chakra coat, these chakras seem to be due to the Ryuchi Cave Sage mode, and they automatically formed snakes, crawling out from behind Sasuke 2.3. The sound of the system sounded at this moment. Congratulations to host, Sage Art, Ryuchi Cave Sage Mode level up. Sage Art, Ryuchi Cave Sage Mode Comprehensive Evaluation, General Jonin. Congratulations to the host who has reached the General Jonin Evaluation Reward. Chakra Boost rewards are being distributed. Boom. At the moment when the celestial chakra coat was condensed, the chakra in Sasuke's body exploded like explosives. At this moment, Sasuke could no longer control chakra, and could only let chakra run wild. However, feeling the inflated chakra, Sasuke doesn't know how much the so-called chakra boost will boost himself.